However, today we're going to be looking at these two functions here. So they're both exponential functions. All right, we'll start off by looking at this first one here and what that looks like, and then we'll have a look at a more complicated version of an exponential graph. So let's have a look at the graph of y equals r to the x. So r can be any number, okay? So we can move r this way. Can't be 0. And it also can't be negative. So r has to be a positive number. Okay. Now, there's a few things about this graph. There is a horizontal asymptote at y equals 0. So that means that the graph approaches, but never actually touches the x-axis. Right? So we could zoom in. Looks like it does here, but if we zoom in far enough, we'll see that it doesn't actually. There's a little bit of a gap between that line and the x-axis. And that'll be true all the way along the x-axis here. Okay. Now, it always passes through the point 0, 1 as well. So, if we zoom in a bit, even if we change the value of r, it will always pass through that same point of 0, 1. Okay. If r is greater than 1, the graph shows exponential growth, like what it does here. So, anything above 1 represents exponential growth. And the higher that r value, the higher the growth rate will be. Now, if r is between 0 and 1, it shows exponential decay. Okay? All right. Now let's have a look at another exponential function. Now let's consider the function here now. So we've added the parameters h and k. Now, they do different things. H shifts the graph horizontally. So if we change this value of h, you can see it's moving that graph horizontally. If h is bigger, then it shifts the whole graph to the right. If h is a smaller number, then it will go in the opposite direction, okay, to the left. So that's the effect that h has on these exponential graphs. Now k does the same thing, but vertically. So it shifts it up and down. You can see that quite easily in this graph here. Now, it's important to be able to describe what each of these variables do. So for example, you might be told that you were given the graph of y equals 2 to the power of x, and then it was shifted 3 units to the right, and then 1 unit vertically in the positive y direction. So then you have to describe those transformations and create the new equation. All right, so if we go with that example, let's say we have r is equal to 2. R is equal to 2. And if we shift it to the right 2 units, then our h value is going to be 2. And we said shifted 1 unit up in the vertical y direction, so k is equal to 1. So the equation, or the graph will look like this, and the equation will be y equals 2 to the power of x minus 2 plus 1. Okay. All right.